Okay, we're going to go ahead and try to take a bad rivet out of a skate. This is the rivet that's coming out right here. And if I don't take that out, I'm going to go ahead and put a copper rivet back in, probably in another video. But the kit that you use to take this out from Blademaster ends in a 16. You get this little pin that goes in the gooseneck mandrel. It's kind of cone shaped. And then the piece at the top goes in here like this, forces this down. And it's going to go force this like this and not push on the rivet. It's actually going to push on the skate holder. Now this is the part here that I had to goof around to try to, I always act like this is so easy to do, try to get this lined up. Got to get that point lined up right in the old hole, what's left of the rivet. There. Feel like I've got it there. So this piece has got an O-ring on it, and it goes up in there like that. Let's see if we can press this out. Now that is not, I got to cock the skate over, so let's see if we can pull this out. There we go. I could have just pulled that out with a pair of pliers, but that's about all it's going to go. I'm just mashing it down. So it pushed this out a lot more. And I can fish that out probably with a pair of pliers. Now if you pull this out, I've done this before, if you just pull this out with one of these, sometimes you tear up the inside, so it's better if you can to and the end of this here piece here is rusted. And so what happens on steel rivets is they end up rusting because the skate, if it's used a lot, you get a lot of moisture space, especially here in the deep south. And so the mushroom part, the petals, you get rust on here. So the failure mode is that you get rust on this, so structurally it's not as good. So there you go. I got the rivet out. For clarity, what's going on is the rivet is like this in the skate holder, and it can go up inside this piece here. So it's just pushing on the skate holder, and then this is like here. Let me show you. Like on here. So that's pushing on the skate holder, not on the top of the rivet. So that forces what's left of the rivet up inside, up outside the skate holder. And there it is, kind of all torn up. Once one of those goes, you've got to go through and replace it with quickly, in the sense that if you don't do it, you'll have a catastrophic failure, in the sense that if this is not here, then the force goes on these other two, and then you're going to have the whole thing just come apart. So in a better quality skate, you got copper back here, which can be stronger. I'm not going to get into that, but they're radically more corrosion resistant. So a better skate generally has two copper in the back, and then it usually has some over here in the toe portion. So at least 4 copper rivets. And when the insole boot gets bad, sometimes I end up putting copper rivets even back over here too. So that's it. This is the Blademaster. These are little tools. And the reason I did this video is because looking at the catalog, I really kind of couldn't tell, eyeballing at what the difference is. So that's the cone-shaped piece, and that's one with the big huge hole that goes back on here. That's an O-ring on here, so they kind of just fit into here. And this has got a rack, so there's a gear in here, and there's a rack on the back of this, like a rack and pinion. This is the rack, And then this is the pinion. It's got a gear tooth. So you got a lot of mechanical advantage here. That's about it. This is the gooseneck mandrel. You can rotate it around to fit in the boot. And for clarity, I had to go through and remove a whole bunch of this. And I did, for trying to make this look easy, I did have a good bit of time farting around to try to get this thing to go through and fit into the hole here, like this. That was not, I had one attempt that didn't go on there. In fact, I undid the screw here on the gooseneck mandrel that you can remove this. And I took that off because this boot is so big that this is 11 or 12. This part of the tendon guard was hitting at the bottom. So by taking that out, I was able to get that through there. So in the first filming attempt, I couldn't get this aligned on here and realized this was following the screw that's on the bottom of the unit. So that's just a tidbit there. If you got a larger boot, a little bit harder to do. Also, if they're smaller and you want to get to the front, you've got to undo a whole bunch of this to get in here a lot of times. And this has actually got as look at other videos, they always act like this is so easy to see. Can't raise that up. This is hitting the thumb screw here. Let's take the thumb screw out.